And here we go into our draft for round 3.
Yeah, right away here. So that's going to be, of course, the Lubu being banned away. Teams just not wanting to deal with that brawler and just that CC that can be brought to the table. The Yukio, again, prioritized by blue side immediately if it's left open. Be interested, though. We got some mobility possibly being hovered here by KSSC.
Yeah, this is going to start to look a little bit familiar, I guess. Xiaoyi, though, I don't know if we've seen that prioritized quite as heavily. There's so many picks here that are like very powerful, but I guess you don't want to like tip your hand too early on.
Well, we did see, of course, that's our bird boy coming out. He's been banned out in our first series. He made his appearance in the second one, and it was pretty lethal when he was left alone. This time, though, they're opting to go ahead and get more of that frontline engaged. So we saw the same hero last series. Wuji's going to be playing it this time, and now we'll see who's going to be running it also in roaming as far as the resurrection goes, too.
You know, this is really interesting to get a chance to see these teams go up against each other, because either one of the series that they have played could have gone the other way. So maybe this is where we find out that KSSC just needed a little bit more help, and they would have lost that first series. But now, for SRG, they're the ones that find themselves down the count. I think they are 1-1 right now.
For SRG?
SRG, that's what I believe.
Possibly here. Oh, so they are going to go ahead and lock her in right away. So we're going to see the umbrellas fly.
I mean, that was one of the key picks that actually led to
them winning.
That one game that they won was so close, and they were able to take it away at the end.
Lost to a backdoor umbrella.
That has to be one of the worst ways to lose.
That's gotta hurt. We also have the Zhang Fei getting locked in here by ZW. We'll see where that's gonna opt into. Again, that's more of a tank that's gonna be coming out here from the side of SRG. So we already seen the marksman, the tank, and the jungle. Still the mage left to be shown here, as well as likely the roamer too that would come out here. So we'll see Moon Mage actually being banned out.
Okay, I mean, I don't think that should be a surprise. I think probably KSSC's bans will be something that we see in more teams besides just theirs. I guess for them, they've been remarkably consistent when it comes to those bans, but I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see them come out elsewhere too.
See here, taking their time here on SRG as far as what they wish to ban away. We also had the DRNG getting locked in for KSSC, so going to have their marksmen. So they too also need to kind of decide what they want to do for their jungle as well as their own mage as well. So we'll have to see. Mages being the bans out here, as well as our go-to favorite horse guy.
So sad.
I'm having really trouble with his name for some reason. You have it memorized.
Was it Guan Yu?
Guan Yu?
Yeah, Guan Yu.
Right.
AKA Superman. You can just call him Superman.
I need to say it more. The thing is, I need to say names like very often to actually like get them memorized into my head.
Well, you know, first of all, this is only, I think, my third very short trip over to China, so my memorization of Chinese hero names is not.
I'll be frank,
not high.
So my pronunciation too, for myself, as far as like how Chinese often pronounce, like as an English speaker, I'll read something and I'll be like, oh, that's how it should sound. They're like, oh no, it's not how it sounds.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm trying.
The Pinyin pronunciation is sometimes
it's
difficult.
Hit or miss, sometimes. Sometimes it's right on. Most of the time I find it's a little off.
Long story short, we're doing our best.
Mages, like we mentioned, being banned out here by KSSC, so targeting that toward SRG. We also saw our Frost Mage being banned out as well, so not going to have that for the big AoE team fight ultimate. Still some options, though, available.
Yeah, I wouldn't be as surprised to see them draft some sort of either disarm or, I guess, well, I was going to say blind mechanic, but it's just anything to mitigate the physical damage they know they're going up against at this point. Looks like the Mylock in would not surprise me. I think SRG did go for that in game number 1. Wait, what? Oh my goodness.
I was about to say, I don't think they'd be going for that. This makes a lot more sense, but we'll see. I would like the jump in. I don't know if it's necessarily the best one they want to go with, but hey, they're going to try it.
I mean, I guess, have we seen that yet?
I don't
so.
think we have. So I'm just double checking all my notes here.
Yeah, we're seeing some very highly contested repeated picks, but certainly I do think that we are still seeing more unique picks come out as well.
We are. We'll see here what the last lock-in is going to be for KSSC as far as what they wish to play here in their first game against SRG. Man, this composition, I'm trying to figure it out right now. So they have their tank, they have their big front line that's been locked in on SW. You're going to be looking for, of course, the marksman to try and stay back, which she can. She has a lot of mobility. You also have a lot of, you have two pretty much assassins, or play like an assassin kind of positioning where they jump in, do a bunch of bursts, and then try and escape with the Yukio and, like you mentioned, the Nai. So we'll see here what they wish to do with KX. And final lock-in going to be coming out in. We're going to have our books coming back.
Oh boy!
Better catch up on your reading rapid.
Oh, I got plenty of opportunity to read up while I was on my 19-hour flight over here.
So yeah, you went all the way from Sweden.
That's right. It's almost halfway across the globe, but it's okay. Frequent flyer miles exist.
Hey.
And I got plenty of time to read, so I'm caught up on my books. It's a good thing because we're going to see plenty more of those here in Game 1.
So we're going to be loading onto the battlefields for our first game of our third best of 3 that we've seen here on the English broadcast. Of course, we also have plenty of other matches being played out. We have 3 more off air, at least on our screen. There is also still the Chinese feed being happening as well over on Penguin. And then we have 2 more that I believe we just streamed the cleat feeds out. So if you really want to try and track them down, you can if you guys want to see all the action. But like I mentioned before, we're going to go ahead, load on in. It's Game 1, SRG on blue, KSSC on the red.
And here we go. Alone on mine, leading the way there. Now DG moving around. And, you know, for DG, I forget what is that? Oh, here we are testing our pause feature out for the second time today.
So interesting enough, we actually have 3 members of SRG kind of playing in a warrior or an assassin style kind of build. So that's the Lee Zin getting locked in that we saw. That's KX. So just double checking here. It looks like one of our players had possibly a disconnect, so we're going to try and get them logged back into their account. It does happen from time to time.
Anytime there's a pause, I just always ask if they've tried turning it off and turning it back on again.
I've actually had to restart my phone a bunch recently here.
Okay.
I've had a really bad connection on my mobile for some reason. I won't be able to reconnect unless I restart my phone.
Ironically, ever since I got to Shanghai, my connection's been better than it usually is while I travel. So,
really?
Yeah, I've not had any issues here, but it looks like our players are just taking a couple of minutes to make sure that they can, like I said, turn things off and turn things back on again.
It looks like they're just rebooting the client there. That's actually an... Oh no, is it an Android update? Did we not update the phones rapid?
You know, I would not... I'm not ruling anything else out at this point.
It's interesting that they're actually playing on Android.
I am just waiting for this to finish resolving itself so we can get back into the game.
I guess that doesn't... we are, of course, sponsored by Samsung, so they're likely playing on some of our Samsung devices. That would make sense, actually. I was thinking, I'm like, I usually don't see people playing on Android for these tournaments.
I mean, I don't know. This is literally the first...
it's the first mobile... You've done mobile stuff.
Well, I've definitely done mobile different tournaments before, but for this, for Honor of Kings, I just have not seen the different kind of types of phones. I mean, I've seen the games themselves being played, but it doesn't advertise, oh, this is the version that you're playing on.
True. Have you ever seen them? Usually the tournament admins, the tournament operators, they bring in the cage of phones to the venue. Have you ever?
I haven't seen that specifically for phones, but I've seen it with graphics cards. I've seen it with I saw it with a console system once. I want to say it was when I forget which console it was, but I saw a palette of consoles, and I was just like, that must be 500 consoles.
That should be the tournament consoles.
Just incredible.
See, I'm trying to think which one we were at. We had they came out and these were just black phones. They had no brand on them. And
how did you know what they were?
Well, that's the thing. I knew what operating system they were at. Because there's only a couple different operating systems for a while. But they were unmarked. They were in black boxes. I'm like, these like the super phones? Can we not get these in public? Are these like the Omega Gaming super phones? I wish.
They're out there somewhere.
Luckily,
I'll find them.
Luckily, it looks like they are on some of our Samsung devices, so you guys can play on home.
But I'm sure that these players have state-of-the-art phone devices to power their esports streams.
Interesting enough, I don't see any baby powder here.
Why?
So one thing we saw during AWC, especially back in North America, was a lot of the teams that came over from Asia, they like to use baby powder because it keeps their hands dry and it keeps them from sweating.
Okay, which might make them slip.
Yes.
On the phone screen.
Yeah.
You don't have one of those tragic phone slips.
What ends up happening is most of the time you would just have like a black counter where the players are playing and it just gets extremely messy because of how much baby powder ends up getting onto the table.
I'm trying to remember. There's another like sport where you put baby powder on your hands to. Oh, it's is it pole vaulting?
Pole vaulting.
Yeah, that's the one
I've also like powerlifting will do it too. So
okay, yeah. You're right. There's one more that I'm trying to remember, but this is like a real sports thing that you can also carry over to esports.
Yeah, that or they sometimes use chalk too, like baby powder chalk. Kind of the
either
same
one.
thing. Yeah.
6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
I know, just white powder for your hands. Keeps
That's
you from
right.
slipping.
That's right.
That
Okay.
seems to
All
see
we're
it.
trying to say is that we're taking the real sports lessons and applying them here in an esports kind of way.
Apparently they're not here. Actually, the
Okay,
team
well-
doesn't seem to run it.
Well,
Maybe they've become so used to like not slipping on their phones, they have actually like learned how to keep their hands from sweating. Is that like a epic gamer skill? Oh, we're still doing the update. Oh no.
Yeah, that you'll notice one phone is blue while the other phones are not. So
That means one's updating.
hey, we figured it out.
One will be there, hopefully soon. Oh, look at them. They got like the little numbers on the boxes. How you guys doing? Welcome back.
That's us. I'm going to fix my posture here. It's the #1 killer of gamers around the world is bad posture.
Yeah,
So
that or
got to work on mine.
even office workers. Ever since I've gone to the office, it's still, like it's kind of an office job here, even though it's like esports casting. So, it's a little bit of a weird one here. So, we'll have to see though.
Just a little bit of an update.
Yeah.
It looks like I'm hearing from our production that we did have a personal device issue. So while we were working on that device, resolving its personal issue.
They said that it was like 2 or 3 minutes, hopefully. So it looks like they're just doing a quick reboot, and hopefully we'll be back.
No problem. At least we got it out of the way before we got our game underway.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're in the middle of a team fight, and then it freezes, and then you have to pause. And then
you have to go, do we remake the game?
Well, the worst part is if you don't remake the game, you have to resume the game from just like right where it is.
Yeah.
You have this awkward moment where like some skills are just in the middle of being used, and
you don't have time to react possibly or something.
Either that or you can see the move coming because it's paused right in the middle of it, and you're like, okay, I just need to do this thing, and you dodge it perfectly once it unpauses. Yeah. So it's kind of a mixed situation, but as is the game, I don't think anything's really happened yet.
No, nothing's ever happened, and there is instances sometimes where players can't rejoin the player server. So if that's the case, we'll probably just remake the game.
And honestly, I don't think any player would have an issue with that. I mean, at the
nothing was given away. The players don't get to see our feeds, obviously. So they walked into the jungle and then they disconnected. So
surprise.
Worst case scenario, we just redo the game really quick and get ourselves back underway soon.
And ultimately, it is up to our referees to decide that. And so, as soon as we hear back from them via our production, you guys will be the first to know.
Shockingly, the casters at the desk don't have all the power in the world.
What? But then who are people supposed to message to fix everything?
Right? It's like for a lot of broadcasts when it comes to mobile, usually there's like in-game gifts you can get for like watching the game sometimes, or some different kind of games. And every time we do it, everyone's like, "Don't they have a button underneath the desk they can just hit and just give away all this free loot?"
That's where we would put it.
Yeah, exactly.
It would be right there.
Just be right underneath the desk.
We just push it all the time, right?
Instead of talking to a producer, was like, "Let the loot go. Send the loot into the game."
We just don't want you guys to have it.
We absolutely can't do that either. So, unfortunately,
also that's not a real thing.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, I've got my...
I could make a button that could do that.
Sorry, guys. Opal's the one keeping you from all of the in-game giveaways and everything else.
So we've been producing a broadcast, or like we're making one right now. I made a swear button.
A swear button?
Yes.
Is that like a cough button?
It's a cough button, but it allows you to swear on air, and it will bleep you out.
Wow.
And it will like put a black sensor bar over.
That's too good.
And it actually is hooked up perfectly. I'm so happy about this creation.
I would need that because everything that I say is positive and uplifting.
True.
I'm the good guy, Kaz. And see,
there we go.
As if to reward me, the karmic justice has followed us into the game. And here we go, right about ready to start off game number 1 of our 3rd round.
He's got the dog skin again, but look at this. This is nicely done here by KSSC. Can they actually fully commit? Oh, Wuji just jumping in, gets the buff, but is it worth it? DG going extremely low. Auto attack will finish him off.
And look at Wuji. He barely escaped with the last sliver of his health. Bottom lane, there's even more. Wu Wei versus WY. Will get taken out there in the end.
Yeah, so the thing is about the umbrellas is she needs to be able to use skills to drop umbrellas. So if you kill her at level 1, she can't use an umbrella. That's how it works.
Hey, that's the big brain strat right there.
Boom.
It's like if you just never use your main skill, then I'll win.
If you never level up, I'll win, right? 5,000 IQ.
I mean, that's certainly one way of doing it. Definitely do not try this at home. Wow, already a 1,000 gold advantage. It's a minute and a half, guys. Don't get it twisted.
Let's not get too excited. Still plenty of time, plenty of kings to be played out for the side.
Oh, go deep underneath the turret. It's a very early dive. Oh my goodness, that could have been so close. If Alone had managed to knock up, I think it was Xiao underneath that turret.
Yeah, if they were able to get the knock up. Unfortunately, they weren't able to. We also have Drake coming up in 10 seconds, so we'll see if there's priority. That could actually be on the side here of SRG.
Yeah.
It looks like they want to move DG down toward the bot side of the map, so it wouldn't be too crazy, especially with 2 members on the side of KSSC. They could try and get a little bit of this gold back.
We'll have to do that, you're right. Oh, wall stuns just for a second. DG, plenty of time to react to that.
That wall stun can actually be pretty chaotic, especially during team fights. Put down pretty much a wall of just a line of stun.
You know what's confusing me actually a little bit is that mid lane is actually, it feels like a duo lane for just how much time 2 heroes is spent there.
Oh,
go back in again.
Zhao was trying to go for that stun. I think they're just trying to zone off people from this Drake. ZW just jumping. He's just walking through. He doesn't even care. It goes on over to KSSC. ZW, there is some damage coming over from DG, but it won't do enough. And that is now the objective also being taken along with 2 kills early on in this game for KSSC.
Yeah, I mean, off to an early lead, but I think our last series really showed us that early lead just doesn't mean anything. I mean, okay, it means a little bit of something.
It should mean something.
Right.
It should.
It should mean something, but it does not always.
We'll see here. Only 3 minutes. Still pretty early.
Well, I mean, Honor of Kings games actually heat up pretty quickly. I mean, compared to other teams.
It requires the team that's snowballing to continue to actually keep dying.
That's true, and we've definitely seen quite a few, unceremonious demises come to just because, not everybody.
Hello? No, okay. Oh, but here we go from SRG. They're going to try and retaliate. DG should be able to pick up the kill.
There it is, and they're going for another one underneath the turret. He gets it on the exit. Oh my goodness, DG. There's so much damage. He's level 6 already. With a 2-level advantage over the guy in lane with him.
Nicely done here by SRG. They're able to pick back 2 members of KSSC. Still, though, getting some damage also toward that topside turret. It's down to about half health. Another wave or 2 should be doing it. Let's see here, there's a little bit of invade, and that's going to force Wuji to have to back off.
Yeah, I mean, you kept saying another wave would do it, but I'm just like, I don't know at this point. I mean, actually, it's so intense because I can't see right up above off screen where there was fighting going on.
Well, there's 2 people pushing in right now for KSSC in the top lane. Looks like this is just the lone hold coming out from KX. There is other members of SRG, though, nearby. Not going to go ahead and prioritize, though, the minion or monster that's in the river. They're just going to go ahead and back off.
Well, I don't...
Who's going to take it, then?
I was just, like, waiting, because for a second, I'm just like, okay, they're backing off. Okay, who's going to take it? Okay, there's nobody gonna take it?
I guess no one cares.
Wow.
Fine, be that way.
Wow.
Wow.
That feel when that skull crab knows exactly how I feel. I love the water graphics. I could honestly just look at that for so long.
Just people walk more
The
over that.
definition.
Let's not have fights in the river. Let it be peaceful.
Watch Alone take this. Watch Alone go first.
He's gonna try, but Alone.
Disappointed. I wanted him to go for it.
Oh, that's an early cleaver actually for Wu-Wei. So that's gonna add some armor shred for the longer fights. Got another Drake here in about 10 seconds.
Well, waiting for it to come up, but instead, the wall goes down. Almost blocks it out. Oh, actually going in all the way in. Alone is out of there. He's very alone, and now actually ZW might be having
they're setting this up though.
Trouble,
Look,
but you're right.
Boom!
They're leading them all into DG, but now the setup is actually a set down. And
Let's see.
It's one kill after another, continuing to come towards KSSC.
Oh, so this is the issue when you try and lay a trap against the hero that Xi'an is actually playing right now, because unless you're able to immediately burst somebody down, he can get the resurrection off, and it ends up costing SRG another 2 kills in the jungle, as well as the blue buff.
The potential was definitely there, but now KSSC the strong gets stronger. They not only have the first turret, first objective, first 6 kills. I can't get enough.
I love that we're following this.
He's so fast.
He's so speedy. We also did have another turret go down, it looks like, here on the side of KSSC. They were able to secure, I think, top side.
Are they going to go for this? It's like a 50-50. Oh, it's Wu-Wei, right?
It's not a 50-50 if you can secure it every time.
Okay, all right. 50% of the time, 0% of the time.
It works 100% of the time, 50% of the time.
Or 100% of the time in this case.
Hey, if it works, it works. That's their second break, so KSSC get a little bit more gold in their pockets. They're actually up 5,000 gold. So
yeah, wait, what?
Really like to see them take plays like this, taking down the jungle. It's a little too early to go maybe for the Slayer. It's only been 40 seconds until it spawns, but we got ourselves another pause.
Well, for now, what do you expect from this pause? Do you think you're just going to sit through the early game and think what they could have done better, or look towards the next part of the game and plan that out? Because we're not paused in the middle of a team fight or anything.
It depends on our rule pauses, because
yeah, that's right. I don't know what the rule is for that.
A lot of MOBAs, usually you can't talk about the game while you're paused. Well, I think Dota you're allowed, right?
Well, I'm not sure exactly what the rules are for communication. Sometimes if the pause is long enough,
then they're allowed.
Can actually discuss it with each other.
But if it's but that's usually a very long pause. Usually,
yeah, that's
like a 10-minute. Yeah.
Hopefully, we don't have one of those here.
It feels so bad to be a player, and it's like a 10-minute pause. You're like,
"What's up?
What's up?
How's it going?
How's the weather, Rapid?"
Yeah, just anything but the game itself.
Actually, there's some very strict rules on that. I know a couple of referees actually for a couple leagues, and I've heard some pretty weird stories on stuff like players are like, if they talk a little, the ref's like, don't talk.
Like
they're like a stern teacher at detention.
They communicate using their eyebrows or something. They just blink at each other.
I like the players that lean back, get the seat all the way back, and put their legs up, and they're like, I can't talk, I might as well have
That's
a nap.
Pretty solid strat. I would pull that off here if I weren't on camera.
I don't think our chairs can go that far, though.
Oh, wait until I try.
Can your chair do this? It's not working.
Yeah, no, nothing's actually happening to your chairs. Why, yes, my chair can actually do absolutely nothing. It's a chair. It doesn't move. Well, much, anyway.
But yeah, I was about to say, we're on wheels. I think it moves just fine.
I've got a pretty tight cord kind of constraining me.
Yeah, you can't actually move. It's like it's like a leash almost, actually.
Well, our players are a little bit constrained right now, so as soon as their issues are resolved, we'll be able to jump right back into that game. We made it for a while, Opal.
Now we're starting to get the pause.
We finished our first pause. We made it to our second pause. Hopefully there's not a third pause in our future. We can get this ready to go here in just a little bit. It looks like it's kind of more of the same issues that we had earlier, now sort of starting to come haunt them again. So the poltergeist is still running around the house, knocking over their furniture, and it looks like we're going to have to call the Ghostbusters on in to take that out before we can move forward.
It's sounding like possibly an update or something. I doubt it, but we'll have to see. you know what? That's why I turn off updates on my computer while I stream, so I don't like instantly just lose my stream.
You're ahead of the game for sure. I would say it can kind of catch you off guard sometimes, especially if there's like an update coming through.
And it's like you have to update right now.
Well,
it does happen, so we'll get ourselves. I wouldn't be shocked if we have spare phones. It wouldn't shock me.
Well, you got to feel for the guy who's like pre-prepared for all of this.
Yeah.
He's like patching his game, updating his phone,
being like
getting everything ready that he needs
for like a tournament like this, because you have say 8 teams here, 5 players. That's at least 40 phones. You're gonna have, I'm gonna say, probably a backup for each phone to be safe.
Not to mention like cables and wires and all the other things that could possibly go wrong with.
And then he's like, "All right, back to reset, high performance mode, update the game, next one." Doing that for like an entire week, and then you would have to like play the game. Like you probably have a preset path they probably like rehearse to.
Don't even get me started. Wow, there's actually so many variables that go into this.
Yeah.
In case you're just one of those people that are out there, like, I'm not sure why they're paused. Why don't they just play the game? I'm like, well,
they can't.
We've got some things to work on. For one, we do want all of our players back in this game, and I hope we won't have to do anything drastic to get the game back underway that would change the way that things go. But we've been dangerously close to being behind schedule.
Well,
which is hard to do when you have like hour-long breaks in between.
No, it's all. Well, we don't actually have hour-long breaks.
That's because we fill them.
We allot an hour, so it just means we just don't take that break.
Just in case we need to ponder.
We just keep going.
You're not
allowed to
questions.
We're not allowed to leave the desk.
That's right.
They lock us up in the room. Send help. Send food.
Oh my goodness, too good.
Have you ever been locked in your casting room before?
I've been locked out before.
Oh.
Yeah, I've been locked out of like an apartment before that I needed to get into. That's sad. It's hard to lock yourself into places. How do you do that? I don't know if that's a thing. But
that's when you put the lock on the wrong way. And then no one realizes it, and they finally use the room. They're like, perfect. Why can't I open the door, Jim?
Uh-oh.
Help me, Jim.
Whoops.
Oh, no.
Thankfully, I don't know anybody named Jim. And definitely
You don't know anyone named Jim? I find that hard to believe. You don't know a Jim?
Not that I can think of.
Have you ever...
I apologize to all the gyms out there. Sorry, I, in general, don't like going to the gym because I would rather, just work out. Okay, anyway. Killed that one. But we are just taking our last few minutes to get this, personal phone issue updated and underway, and whatever else needs to be done.
Yeah,
I'm going to sacrifice 3 more phones to the phone lords to get back on their good side.
We need to sacrifice 3 phones to the App Store. Oh, you're laughing.
Got me.
App Marketplace for the other users, too.
Well, as soon as we get this game back underway, then we will be able to start. I think we're already starting to to prep for us getting back in there. I think we're already starting to see kind of a slow emergence of an advantage. I don't want to call it like an advantage just yet, but things have happened.
5,000 gold lead you did have.
Big.
You should keep snowballing, but we've seen it before where people don't snowball. We get angry, and it's like, come on, you have the advantage. You should try and use it. Don't play safe. Well, play safe. Don't play dumb. Play smart. And sometimes playing smart means taking risks.
Yeah.
Not really, actually. Just playing smart. Just be smart.
There's the moral of the story.
This is what happens when I have to cast with Fish.
Oh, yeah, what happens?
He's very brutally honest to to his players. He'll be like, that's a dumb move. That's a smart move. And he just slowly makes me a little toxic.
Ah, okay. See? I mean, technically, I guess you can say yes. There's intelligent and unintelligent, decisions.
Yeah, but he brings out the Australian in him.
Okay.
And he gets dirty. He uses some strong language.
Wow.
And he's aggressive with it.
Well, we're not going to use any of that here because besides being incredibly family friendly, we are just almost hopefully ready to get back into our next game. I don't know. I'm trying to remember exactly what the state of the game was so that I can talk about it more. But
Jungle got picked off.
Yeah.
And then we were thinking, all right, one team should maybe go for Slayer. Then they didn't. So they went for Dragon instead. They're like, okay, did they get a turret? Well, we're down. We got 2 turrets taken here on toward the side of KSSC. It's SRG that are kind of on the back foot right now.
Yes, SRG and KSSC. In case you guys forgot which teams are playing, we've just got so many acronyms here. We're just trying them all out. We've got every possible permutation of 3- and 4-letter names here. We're just having them all do battle to find out who is the best 3-letter name. Or 4-letter name,
I was about to say, there's like some 4 letters. There's also some 2 letters.
Let's see, we've got...
There's also like 5 letters. There's D
wow,
team.
You're right.
Then there's like an actual name like Kenna, which is...
I'm impressed. It looks like we are about ready to get back into our game.
There
and
we
without
go.
further ado, here we go. We're back.
So again, like we mentioned, a 5,000 gold lead for KSSC. They got themselves 5 kills on top of that. 2 of the Drakes, 2 of the towers. Want to see what they can do now to try and exert some pressure down into SRG. Don't let them scale up anymore. Try and find some picks. There's also going to be Slayer coming up in about 15 seconds.
Yeah, but look at what KX does. He just instantly clears that middle wave and then can do anything. He can go clear a jungle camp. He can roam top lane. He's got so many options at his disposal.
Just dive him then. We should know by now.
I mean,
8 minutes, you can just dive.
That's what they were about to go for there, but don't want to call that before it's too early.
Ooh, looking for the hook there.
Yeah.
Xi'an.
Just scouting it out. Should have better information.
He's thinking about it. He's got the stun prepped. He was maybe possibly going for a flicker. Down in bot lane, though.
my
SRG are just getting slaughtered there by
Nowhere to
Wu-Wei.
run, and Wu-Wei, I thought that ZW might be able to like make him pay, but no, he's just too good. He's too fast.
It was a 1-for-1 there, so it looked like SRG got a catch, but then it got responded by KSSC, so you're able to. But look at the damage. That's a 5-level advantage.
What on earth? Xiaoyi is like almost single-handedly carried KSSC
He's
twice.
How the heck is he at level 13 right now? That's an actual question. No one on the side of SRG are even 11 yet. And he's starting to push toward 14. That's a lot of levels alone. That's a bit aggressive for having no health.
Well, so my thing is, like, while you're talking about the level advantage on one side of the map, you look on the other and you're like, wait, they're doing the thing. How can they do...
Hey, well, that's what happens when your marksman is up 2 levels over everyone else on the other team.
And we were talking about speedrunning the games earlier.
This is almost like a level... You're gunning for level 15.
9 minutes in, and they're going to have a 5-level advantage.
4WI, though, did just pick up the Endless Blade. So that's going to add a little bit of damage, some crit chance, and as well as just straight up AD and crit damage. With the Slayer taken here, though, on the side of KSSC.
I mean, the biggest thing for me is that the only thing that I need to see is one team snowball. We've seen teams attempt to snowball, but for the most part, they haven't been able to like really drive the nail into the coffin there at the end. Because when they try, it always seems that they overextend, that they don't quite know their limits, and then they give that gold, that experience advantage back to the other side. But this is just all KSSC all the way.
We've seen this before, though. D-Team did it in their other series, but KSSC, they are not slowing down. It's a level 14 marksman. They do clear out the wave.
Yeah, but Wu-Wei died there, and I don't know if 1-for-1s are something that KSSC are comfortable with.
If they're able to get more, then they're fine with it. Because at this point...
Right, like an objective or something.
Oh, alone. Able to get the knockback. And the double knockup into the damage!
That's what I'm talking about.
Resurrection, though, coming out. They trade 1-for-1 in the end.
There's those umbrellas.
It's 2-for-1 over in favor of SRG. They'll happily take those.
Yeah, it is a double kill. Thank you, client, for telling us that. Oh, wait, but...
Shut down! Never mind.
I love it. It's like, wow, this team did something really well. And then...
It's a 9,000 gold lead. Oh.
Jeez.
All
right, well...
So this is now really a display of skill if KSSC can finish right away. There's no reason for them to wait for the next Slayer. I want to see this game done in the next 2 minutes. Because they should.
Absolutely. And I think that what they're doing right now is exactly correct. They're saying, look, what are the advantages we can get right now that we can use right now?
Oh my god!
Wu-Wei!
See, if you're doing that right now, you should be able to just end it.
He actually could have, like,
he just walked by
ZW. Yeah, he's just like,
he's
you're
like,
not
I'm pushing bot lane.
Yes, and I mean, that's actually almost more correct, is to say, look, I don't need hero kills right now. I need to shove the waves in.
Oh, they're being evil too. They're just setting up in this jungle. There's multiple members that are level 15. This is where the snowball really has taken off, and they're not slowing down. Wuji gets some damage there, but look at top lane. There's a double man push trying to defend against a 3-man front here for SR. Just the damage from this.
But hey, you're right, Opal. They do need to end the game.
How much range you got there right now? You can poke out at the tower. You don't even need
they're not
minions.
even gonna wait for it. Yeah, they can even just like tank it up there. The damage from Xiao Yi is
DG!
He's
down!
How did he get that? That range is insane, and they're already breaking the base at 12 minutes.
It's the Fate Zap auto attack, fade away, picking up the kill.
It's too good.
As well as the top tier tower. All right, KSSC. You don't need to wait for the slave. Just end the game. You got the advantage. You can dive. I truly...
ZW? I thought ZW was going to get pinched up against the wall right there.
ZW. He's going.
Very tanky, but not tanky enough. Oh my goodness. Even with the transformation, the ultimate can't save his life. And this has to be it. You're right, Opal. They are going deep for this.
They're going to dive underneath all the towers. It's an ace. A delayed one at that, but that's now going to be all the towers in the base. Likely falling. Now they don't even care about mid. They're going to go ahead, take down the core here. Game 1, KSSC.
Wow. Even after those delays, we still make it a fast game. That snowball was incredible. KSSC dominate in game number 1.
And that's kind of what we expected here coming into this matchup, at least. Again, KSSC currently undefeated here in the round robin.
Yeah, you're right.
2-0. SRG not having a great time, they're only 0-2, so they kind of need to really fight back here, especially if they want to have a shot of making it out as one of the top 2 teams, because if you drop 3 of your best of 3s, that's almost half your games.
Well, hey, even though we're talking about them being undefeated in series score, they're not undefeated in game score. They have dropped games previously, and I want to see, we've seen very close games, right? I want to see these one-sided games because, it's hard to learn sometimes from close games because both teams are both making good decisions and
some
making
bad
mistakes.
Decisions.
But if you see games that are just dominant one-sided stomps, you know exactly which team to copy, you know exactly what the good things are that you're supposed to be looking for. So every decision they make, it's like that song. Every move they make, we're gonna be watching them. That's right. Because you're supposed to be watching them because
I'll be watching you.
They're just doing the best possible moves that they can. And I think that's what we saw that last game. There's my song reference for the day.
I'm just like imagining you just like as we're watching these games over on our like screen over here, and you're just like.
No, that's not quite. I'm not quite going that far with it. But I will say that it's nice to see something just be super dominant and close the game out really quickly like that. What was that? It was like a 14-minute game?
It was about a 13 and a half, so close to 14 minutes there. So very nicely done. And I wanted to see them to close. That was kind of my big complaint with KSSC. They felt a little bit unsure when they had leads. You had a 9,000 gold lead, finish the game. And I liked it. They didn't wait for the Slayer. They knew, hey, any one of our carries can 1v2 at this point. Probably 1v3.
Take on a turret, no problem, whatever. And I like that they didn't wait for the next Dark Slayer to come up because they knew that they could just close the game out right then and there.
Because especially those fights around that epic there's CC that's built into that PvE fight. So if you wait and try and take that can actually horribly affect you, especially you get really unlucky or you misplay around one of the telegraph fights, and that's an opportunity for those losing teams to come in. A throw. Everyone's seen
usually, you only really have to factor in the PvE if you have to fight it for a long period of time, because the large monsters have like a cycle to their abilities. So most of their attacks are just them swinging their arms, and it just deals damage. But then periodically, every so often, cyclically, they'll deal like a big stun to your party, and you're like, okay, well, I don't want to be fighting against that and against people that are dancing around that objective.
On top of that, too, usually there's debuffs from being attacked from it as well. Usually there's armor shred, and that can really affect you. You can have all this armor and all these extra items, but if they get nullified, well, no, they don't do a whole lot for you.
Wow. speaking of doing a whole lot for you, I don't know exactly enough about Honor of Kings to perfectly analyze what did or didn't do a lot for.
Like, over from the side, I felt it was just good play from KSSC.
I mean, yeah, I think that's
just the overall.
The team that crushed the other team played well.
Well, no, but it was proactive. So they went into the jungle, they set down traps, they set down these multiple times where they just wait for someone to come on by, out from the bush. Hey, bud, ching, take him down. Go next at that point. So, honestly, I felt like it was more or less not necessarily what underperformed. It was how the team played against the style that we saw from KSSC on the side of SRG and how they'll try and adapt that here into Game 2.
Well, I mean, at least from what I'm looking forward to seeing is, like you said, A, some adapting, but B, I want to see adapting to the adapting, okay? That's where we're really going to the next level.
Down.
We're truly going beyond the game here, Opal. Because what happens
I'm about to walk out the studio after
what
you just made that
happens
fun.
is you have teams that are so good that they're able to dominate. But the truly dominant teams are the ones that dominate and then reinvent that domination in spite of the adaptation of their opponents.
Let's see here. This is looking very, very Oh, we're getting the pig! Let's go! All right, so one of our other casters that I know, he was so excited. He said, if you get the pig, I'm going to be jealous. So... let's talk
Mr.
about
Jealousy. Tell me more.
So this is a big boy here coming in. And he likes to just jump into the thick of the fight. And when he lands, he displaces people.
Okay.
And he can do it twice. That's kind of his big thing. He's just a big disruptor. Now, you also need follow-up CC or follow-up damage because he can just jump in, but he can't do everything by himself. I find it so, oh yeah, this looks identical. Never mind. No, we get pig. We get the pig.
Well, hey, I don't blame him. I love to see something new coming out here because when you get kind of destroyed like that, it's time to go back to the drawing board and come up with something new. And hey, here's the ban phase that's coming up next, and I think this is very important for KSSC because it gives them a chance to say, okay, well, if you're willing to play some crazy stuff, what do I need to do to keep it from being too weird?
Well, let's see here. We got our Moon Mage getting banned out here on the side of KSSC, getting rid of the hyper mobility marksman with the umbrellas getting snipped and put away back into the closet. Split push threat, so being eliminated here from SRG, it seems their plan is, but let's take a look for KSSC, what they wish to do.
Oh, hey, Guan Yu.
Yeah, heavy engage, might as well do it, be a brawler. That's a good decision here.
Yeah, I mean that Guan Yu is one of the most solid choices you can get for a DS lane or a solo lane on the top side of the map. You can just set it and forget it if you want to, but looks like right as I talk about him, they switch away. So never mind.
They're just
they hovered it for so long. I was confident.
Well, they're playing with your heart.
They are.
They're playing with your heart.
I mean, at this point, they can do whatever they want, and I think that what KSSC are starting to see here is that SRG are willing to go way out there, try crazy stuff.
If this gets locked in, I'll be very impressed, actually, if this gets locked in. You got the duos getting locked in here.
I mean, I guess by any sort of standard, is this a pick you would expect to see? Yep, definitely not. But
not usual.
I think you could afford to at least take one game and go way out there. They are. Oh my goodness, this is one of the most unique drafts we've seen all day long.
We got the pig. That's enough for me. I'm already happy at this point.
I can't wait to see this. I mean, this is...
You want to know what his skill 1 is called?
Tell me more.
Meat Bomb Trampoline. That is the rough translation. He just goes into the fight. And he can build walls. It's something else. We're in for a treat.
Is this like a bounce house, but instead of balls, it's just meatballs?
It's just him. He is the wrecking ball.
He's the meatball. All right.
He goes in.
I love it.
He says, "We about to party in the bounce house."
Okay, well, one final pick coming in for KSSC. They know that they will have to deal with some, what's the word we're using here? Unique choices on the other side. What is their pick to deal with it?
Well, they need a mage here. So this wouldn't be out of the question to go ahead and pick up the bomber. Yeah, it's going to get locked in. Tons of AoE damage and poke you can do, especially if it gets ahead. It just becomes oppressive. I want to see how SRG utilized, the pig, as well as the support that was locked in for ZW for AoV players. This is the equivalent of Alice as that support that can go ahead, get that stun. Also has that magic shred in the ultimate. I'm pretty sure she has something very similar here in Honor of Kings. I'll double check here before we get into the game, because in AoV especially, Alice players have to be very proactive on the map. They need to be moving around, especially utilizing their ultimates properly is usually one of the big keys to the victory.
Well, here we are, about ready to get into game number 2. KSSC, they dominated in game number 1, and I think it will take quite a bit for SRG to come back here in our second game. I love the finger exercises, just loosening up, getting limber for our second game. They do not want a repeat of game 1.
So we'll see here. We're going to be loading on in toward game 2. Got some soccer players in there as far as...
I love the variety. Yeah, there's definitely some thematic themes there, but hey, let's get back onto it. Game number 2, KSSC leading 1-0, our third series of the day.
So we'll see here. We also, of course, have our sniper getting locked in as well. We'll see how this one goes. Hello, just went for a big zoom out there, and a decent amount of fighting already taking place here.
Okay, this is kind of uncharacteristic. We'll see if they can get the steal off. No, I mean, yes, they do.
Yeah.
So that is SRG already on the board. Well, not with the kill, but hey, they took the blue buff away.
Hey, they took the blue buff away, but they're still behind in gold because they commit so many people that they don't get the minions in the lane.
Goodness. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Alone.
That side lane was doing really well. What?
So that's a rough way to start things off.
For sure. I mean, I wonder how tilting that is, because you got to know that there's some magic moment at which you just think, oh no, it's happening all over again. But this is only one kill, and honestly, if you are playing this professional gamer kind of situation, you have to have a good mindset, and so that means that you say, well, look, just chill out. If we need to, play a little bit more, we can do that. If we need to just kind of slow it down and think a little bit more, we can do that too. Oh, now Wuji. I thought that was a lot more dangerous than it actually was.
Yeah, it's still a little early. He's pretty tanky, so unfortunately the Yukio does not do as much damage as they would say to a squishy target or a low health target. So they're looking for the dive. Oh, but look at the interruption! Never mind!
DG!
DG getting taken down there. Even with that time bomb, Wuji's going to be just fine. They do at least get the first tower of the game, but they're still behind in gold. And KSSC, they're looking for more.
Oh, Xi'an, very low. But he's okay. Okay, all right. That was a little bit touch and go. I tell you, man, I'm wearing my heart on my sleeve here, Opal, because things are just so close. Alone. Anytime I see any kind of status icon there. Oh, whoa, okay,
that's his particle.
Yeah.
He's like roaring. He's like, ah. He's getting angry.
Hangry.
He's like, why are you in my pit? Get out of my pit.
Get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn, you kids.
That's what he's saying. This is, our Grandpa Dragon.
Get out of my river, you mythical creatures and pig.
What a sentence to say. This is the ludicrous nature of this game. It's not just that some of the champions are crazy, it's like the situations you find yourself in.
In the Western version, let's remember, it would have been the Drake saying, get out of my river, Batman.
I mean... I didn't think about it that way, but I've never had to tell Batman to get off my lawn. I don't think in general that's a smart idea. That's definitely one of those don't try this at home moments.
Bruce, it's currently noon. Go home.
I'm trying to envision what that would be like. I'm just like, nope, I would never do that. Oh, but hey, top lane, look for the dive with the WY. One more tick, and look at how they trade the turret aggro to just barely get that dive off. That's insane. It's so good.
Was she?
Hello?
Okay, it gets over to safety. He's so the thing about the run is you can cancel it early. If you let it go the entire duration, then you get a little bit of a roll dash and you can get over terrain.
It's too good. It's too good.
Oh, here he comes. Look at that swagger. Oh, there's no one down here in the lane, unfortunately.
I mean, you say unfortunately. I think it's actually kind of... Wait.
I want to see him use the meat trampoline.
I mean, I do too, but it doesn't mean that, you know, having no one there is not better for KSSC.
True. All right, Drake has actually started here by KSSC, and they got their first turret of the game, so they're going to grow that gold lead to 2,500. Oh?
Wait, what?
Zhao Yi?
What is the plan here?
Oh,
he was
dead.
way too overextended. And actually, no, this is going from bad to worse. One more hit.
Oh,
one more.
Boom!
There it is from downtown.
Just the snipe, and I think that was a bit of a misplay coming out from both of them there, the Xiaos, as unfortunately ended up using the Resurrection ultimate a bit late and missed out on the first death, so they couldn't actually turn that around. Because the idea, too, is you can use that ultimate to kind of delay the amount of how long it's taking for people to take you down. So if you're able to, you know, stall it out, your team can rotate on over.
Anytime we have the least little bit of a fight here, I'm just always so scared because already I think KSSC are starting to kind of feel themselves here. They've had a couple of pretty successful team fights, but you know, it's definitely not over. This is absolutely anyone's game.
I can hear a dog in the background.
Is that so?
That's the dog.
My thing is that's in game, right?
Yeah.
Because I was also hearing like a mosquito buzz earlier.
Wuji?
Wait, how?
Wuji?
Is this
oh my God!
No way! Wuji! Are you kidding
auto
me?
for the minion!
Oh, against it! That cannon auto attack, man. That's powerful.
He had like 1 health. Oh, so the 1v1. I think that's a plus for KSSC because. Oh man.
Well, I mean, we're not out of the woods just yet, Opal. Don't get ahead of yourself.
If anything, we're still in the forest.
That's true. That's true. There are trees just everywhere. They might look like bushes, but no.
I wonder who maintains this platform.
Yeah.
You know.
Well,
it looks so pristine and clean.
Well, and in truth, if you think about like some of the other versions, right? We've been talking about Arena of Valor, but there's actually 2 Arena of Valor versions. There's the phone version and the Switch version. And because of the higher you know, technical capabilities of the Nintendo Switch, it's a separate version because it has better graphics and more little doodads everywhere. So it makes things. The board, it looks like ZW might go down.
Time bomb's ticking though, that's going to do some damage. It's not going to be enough though to trade back a kill.
Oh my goodness,
Sniper
so
shot!
Close.
Oh,
barely misses.
Was trying to, oh geez, those shots are coming out from WY very nicely. Oh boy.
This is way too tense. As soon as that team fight started, I look at the health bars, and like 2 or 3 people drop down to 1 HP almost instantly. I'm like, how do you know?
I like the idea from the sniper shot actually coming out from WY. He's hiding it in his own jungle, the laser sight, and then flicking in toward the low health members trying to get a kill.
That's really smart because it delays their awareness until the last possible second.
So all of a sudden you see this little laser come across your screen, you're like, oh no. Oh no.
Whoops. Yeah.
Oh, he's jumping in.
Okay, I think that was more for the minion wave clear than it was to actually fight. I don't think they're actually that confused.
Yeah, I haven't really seen much of a fight here involving KX, but they're going in for a dive. And oh no! 2 members. They want to add 3 as alone.
They're
going down extremely low
4,
here. Oh, he gets
5.
back to safety. Wave coming back. Here comes KX. He's bouncing in. He wants to bring in the trouble. He says, not going anywhere. You cannot leave.
You're definitely not going
And they keep him contained, but he ends up getting taken down. Time bomb's ticking. Will it be enough damage? No, not enough. So KSSC, it's an ace for 1.
Okay, well, they just don't take no for an answer. Finally, they will be told to take no. KSSC, it was actually remarkably close for a while, but now 6,000 gold in the lead and doesn't get much better than this. This is looking remarkably similar to game number 1.
That's the full ace. It's a 7,000 gold lead for KSSC, and it's starting to look like game 1 all over again.
And they get all the objectives off the back of that, right? There's 6 turrets to 1. They do get the dragon off the back of that too, and you know, for as cool as these new unique picks are, I don't think that they're working out.
Well, you know, if they all work together, it can work.
If we all do a little, we can do a lot?
Yeah, exactly, because we saw there, KX, he was trying his heart out on the pick. He was like, you know what? I'm a 1v2. Sure, they got no health. I'm a tank. KSSC, though, they bring him to the slaughterhouse, and they're looking for a little bit more. That's going to be the engage coming on over from Xi'an. It's going to be the full commit, though. Sniper shot out of range from W1.
Wow, and now, oh no! What even happened? We needed an instant replay just to find out.
I'm spooked. It's too spooky.
They died too fast. And keep in mind, this is off of the back of that Dark Slayer kill. So, I mean, it just doesn't get much better than that.
All right, look at this push now coming in from KSSC. They got these minions. They should be able to get some damage here. KX having to back off. Uji taking a lot of damage there.
Yeah.
No, they're just adding to the kill count.
ZW, oh, no.
So you saw the bomber right there, the ultimate. Once he gets ahead, it gets a little bit nasty. Timefield comes out here. KX just wants to try and clear the way, prevent Marco Polo from, you know, pushing in toward. Oh, that's a decent amount of damage.
Pretty low.
I like Alone's hero picked up here. Pretty much you can make a clone of yourself at that point.
Well,
and there's like two going on at the same time.
Is that even really a good thing? It's like, well, now there's even more targets for the enemy team to kill.
Well, they killed the wrong one. And then, boom. They just wasted all their ults on the clone.
I mean, I think there's plenty more where that came from. At this point, I think they could kill quite a few clones.
They could kill probably all the clones.
That's right. I get what you mean. Maybe it blocks something key and you can, you know, use that a little bit of an advantage, but I don't know, man. I think it's going to take a little bit more than... Okay, all right. That sniper shot did way more damage than I expected.
But they're coming.
I don't think it's enough.
They're looking.
Wuji disjoint the hook with a dodge roll backwards.
Ooh, that's a decent amount of damage coming back here towards the side.
Kills, but look at that.
The resurrection.
1, 2. Okay, KX actually survived. Okay, never mind. Right as I said he survived, he died.
Oh, where did Alone go? I think they're all dead.
I
think they're all dead at this point, Rapid.
XY, no.
He's
XY,
trying.
Stay alive. He almost gets, who was that?
That was baited at this
Xi'an.
point.
Oh, yeah.
Xi'an. Yeah, no, this should be the game now.
Yeah, it's a full ace for one, and at this point, yeah, the core is just kind of a formality. They're going to take down these base turrets and
they got
press
2 Drakes.
Ever onward. That's going to do it. Domination by KSSC, who take our first on-air 2-0 of the day.
You know, just stretching in.
Oh, my goodness.
Another day of work here for the KSSC squad. Their 3rd victory of the day after taking home 2.